Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. I am your host, Melissa Deely, and this is the first episode of 2025. And what I'm going to do again in this episode is review the top 10 episodes of 2024 and really highlight them for you so that you can go back to these popular episodes and catch any that you missed. Or if you're a new listener, catch them all. And in 2025, I will continue to bring amazing guests onto the show to talk about topics that are relevant to you being able to optimize your health, optimize your mindset, optimize your life, and stepping into your best version of yourself. And so as we celebrate the top 10 episodes of 2024, I actually want to share there was a couple of ties, and rather than cutting the list short, I'm actually going to be talking about 12 amazing episodes in 2024 because I truly want to highlight the amazing guests that come on this show. And I also want to let you know, in follow-up to my final episode of 2024, where I talked in detail in regards to my nonprofit Girls Matter, that each guest that comes on my show is asked to donate to Girls Matter to support our cause in keeping girls in school in Uganda and Kenya. And I appreciate each and every one of them for helping with our mission and donating as they come on the show to be a guest. So without further ado, I'm going to dive in to, I'm going to go from 10 down to number 1, the top episode of 2024. The 10th most popular episode of 2024 was actually this episode, my 2023 year in review, which is why I'm doing it again, because if it's popular, I want to give you more of it. And so, of course, that episode featured the top 10 episodes of 2023. It was my episode number 150, which was a big milestone. This episode now is 201. So I've literally just had my last episode was episode 200. And I'm super excited for you, if you to go back and listen to that episode number 150, because that allows you to capture all of the best episodes of 2023. Moving on to the 9th most popular episode of 2024. It's episode number 187 with Dr. Jill Rosenthal, called Thriving No Matter What Life Throws at You. And in this episode, Dr. Jill shares her inspiring journey through an overwhelming amount of stress over 2 years, including a battle with breast cancer. And coming out of that challenging period, Dr. Jill realized something had to change. And that something was her. She couldn't keep living her life the same way, always putting others first, including her medical patients. And out of all of that, Dr. Jill became a certified wellness and mindset coach, transforming from a stressed, overworked, unhealthy physician, wife, and mother into a happy, healthy, thriving coach. Her extensive experience and training, coupled with her own transformation, uniquely equip her to help others release unconscious thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that hold them back so they can then create their dream life. And she also offered a free gift called 31 Quickies to Set Boundaries. And I will put that free gift into the show notes of today's episode as well. And I encourage you to go back and listen to the full episode. The 8th top episodes for 2024 are actually 2 episodes tied. The first one is episode number 191, entitled Life is Short, Shift Happens, Living a Super-Sized Life in Unexpected Moments. And in this episode, my guest, Jay Luman, shares her inspiring journey from feeling stuck and unsure of how to get out of it to facing a life-threatening situation after only partially completing what she needed to do to move forward. That moment became pivotal in Jay Luman's life, and she is now living a supersized life, fully embracing the unexpected mini moments that shape her journey. She shares how recognizing and celebrating these moments, whether they're amazing moments or lessons learned, how that has helped her live life on her own terms. Do you celebrate the mini moments in your life? And are you fully living or only halfway showing up? Tune in to this powerful story by Jay Luman and learn how to spot the pivotal moments that can transform your life too. And she has also offered a free gift, a free self-assessment tool, and I will put that link in today's show notes. And again, encourage you to go listen to the full episode. The other episode tied in 8th spot is a solo episode by me, episode 193, called The 6 Keys to More Joy in Life. In this episode, I walk you through the 6 keys to experiencing more joy, peace, and calm in your life. So often we find ourselves living in pain, and rather than moving forward, we choose to camp in comfortable suffering because it feels familiar. Does that sound familiar? So in this episode, I literally take you on a journey from pain to solution, helping you understand why we resist change and how to move through that resistance. You'll learn how to identify when you're stuck in the pain loop, and more importantly, how to make a conscious choice to step out of it by learning new skills and implementing them into your daily life. By the end of the episode, you'll have a clearer roadmap to a more joyful, fulfilling life, whether you're stuck in pain or just stuck and you're ready to move forward. This episode will guide you towards a path of lasting transformation. Moving on to the 7th most popular episode of 2024. It is episode 157, The Why and How of Optimal Sleep. This episode is a production and a combination of 3 episodes that I did with my friend and colleague Jackie Finneman on her No Problem Parenting podcast. And I took those 3 episodes and had my podcast team put them together into one episode here, and so that you can discover the secrets of a restful night's sleep. The content was so well received on the No Problem Parenting podcast, and I realized it's not just for kids. It's for adults too, which is why I made this episode, excuse me, for everyone to benefit from this information. So uncover the daily habits that are affecting your sleep and learn practical tips to transform your mornings and enhance your longevity. The number 6 most popular episodes, because again, there is a tie here. The first one is with Dr. Jennifer Hassenjager, and it's entitled From Doctor to Shaman, Trusting Inner Wisdom on the Journey to Holistic Wellness. In this captivating episode, Jennifer unravels her story of transformation from a medical doctor following societal expectations to finding her true self. Despite societal pressures, she courageously stepped away from a conventional path that left her unfulfilled. Join us and listen to this episode to discover how Jennifer's quest for inner wisdom led her to explore new realms, overcome obstacles, and ultimately find her purpose in energy healing as a shaman. This is an inspiring conversation about breaking free from societal norms and trusting your inner compass to create a life of alignment and fulfillment. And some other key takeaways are the fact that our symptoms are our wake-up calls. They are messages from our body to get back into alignment. And that each person must tune into their own inner wisdom to know what is right for them. And know that it's important not to judge your own path or compare it to others. And of course, give yourself grace as you learn and grow. Also tied at number 6 is episode number 151, entitled A Message of Hope and Limitless Possibilities, with David Ross. In this episode, David Ross shares his inspiring journey as he unfolds his life's purpose, born into a lineage of powerful healers. Overcoming near-death experiences, David shares hope for the world's future and empowers you to live life to its fullest. Discover the limitless possibilities through David's transformative healing skills. He's available for one-to-one work as well as in groups, and he does his work in person and over Zoom. He has discovered on his life journey that helping others is the true meaning of life. Service to others brings the greatest fulfillment. He has also realized that we create our own reality every day through our beliefs, expectations, and focus, and that the only real limitations are the ones we impose on ourselves. An open mind opens up infinite possibilities. Now we are at episode or number 5 in our top 10 list of 2024. And that is episode number 160. The key to calming your nervous system and stress levels, part 1 with Jim Poole. So part 2 is episode 161, and you definitely want to catch both of them. In tuning into this episode, you want to prepare for a mind-expanding journey with Jim Poole as we delve into the intricacies of your brain's operating system and the fascinating world of brainwaves. Discover the profound impact each brainwave state has on your well-being and understand how the amygdala can keep you stuck in stress. Uncover the secrets to breaking free from the stress response, as being perpetually stuck in it can lead to health imbalances you definitely want to avoid. So in this episode, he introduces a groundbreaking web-based app called Nucalm, Nucalm, which has over 33 years of research behind it. It isn't just another meditation or sound healing product. It is literally a game changer. It is used by the Department of Defense to support military folk with PTSD without the need for drugs. It is used in lieu of anesthesia in surgeries across the US and globally. And I tested that myself and used it in lieu of anesthesia for my surgery back in March 2024. And I share that story in episode 171 if you want to check that out. Nucalm has become a powerful tool in helping people heal from dis-ease of the body because it puts your body back into the healing state. So tune into this episode and learn how Nucalm's innovative technology can effortlessly guide you into the healing theta state, supporting better sleep, reduced stress levels, and ultimately facilitating your body's detoxification and healing process. And remember, this is a 2-parter, episode 160 and 161. And to gain access to this powerful tool that I use every single day, simply go to Nucalm, Nucalm.com, and you can use my code YGHJ for your guided health journey to get 15% off. And they offer a 7-day free trial, so you can test out all the programs before buying. And I love it. I use it every single day, and I am sure you will love it as well. Moving right along to the number 4 most popular episode of 2024. That is episode 156 with Rudy Nassif on how indoor lighting is impacting your health. So join Rudy as he shares his story from being diagnosed with ADHD as a young child and struggling to be stuck indoors all day at school. At a young age, he instinctively knew that he needed to be outside in natural daylight in order to function at his best. He now understands all the science behind this and loves to share, as you will hear in his podcast. He has created a solution for everyone to mitigate the damage caused by spending hours indoors in unnatural lighting in our offices on our computers. So a couple of things to know is that exposure to natural light, especially morning sunlight, is crucial for setting circadian rhythms and sleep-wake cycles. Blue light from screens at night disrupts these circadian rhythms by signaling to the brain that it's daytime, because blue light is the light we get from the sun at noon. So Rudy's company, Viva Rays, makes glasses, blue light blocking glasses that filter different wavelengths of light to support circadian health and good sleep, rest, and recovery. His glasses are more than just blue light blockers. They also block green light in the evening and the nighttime to support healthy melatonin production. And he has a free ebook that he has offered, which is called The Key to Mastering Your Sleep and Energy. Get the exact strategies that you can follow to take your energy and sleep to the next level. And I will put the link to that in the show notes as well. And again, I highly recommend that for each of these episodes that I am highlighting, that you go back and listen to the full episode. At number 3 on our top 10 list, we have Dr. Bruce Lipton talking about energy, programming, and healing, and sharing his guide to transformation. And this is episode number 184. And it was truly an honor to have Bruce Lipton on my podcast this year. And it was a fabulous, fabulous conversation. He shared so much wisdom. He dove deeply into the fascinating world where quantum physics meets spirituality. And tune in and discover how we are all energy beings with our own spiritual fields and self antennas, creating our reality based on both our inner and our outer worlds. Bruce explains how during our formative years from 0 to 7 years old, we are programmed by the rules of family, school, and society as our minds absorb these patterns in a theta brainwave state. These unconscious programs run our lives until we make a conscious choice to change them and engage in that process. The incredible news is we can do that using the tools of the unconscious mind, such as what I teach, hypnotherapy, timeline therapy. Bruce Lipton also works with another modality called Psych-K. There's all of these tools available to us now that give us the power to reprogram our mind in order to better serve the person that you want to become and the life you want to live. You will love Bruce's powerful analogies. They illustrate the undeniable connection between mind, body, and spirit, reminding us that true healing requires looking beyond the physical. Moving on to the second most popular episode of 2024 is episode number 153, Resilience, Purpose, and Paying It Forward by Zach. In this episode, prepare to be captivated by Zach Imam's remarkable story of resilience, transformation, and the profound impact of discovering one's greater purpose. At the tender age of 20, Zach faced a life-changing event that had doctors questioning the possibility of survival. Against all odds, he not only pulled through, but has gone on to build a successful business spanning 3 decades. Now, fueled by a deeper calling, Zach and his son are on a mission to create an old school education for returning veterans. So tune in and enjoy that episode and learn what Zach is up to. And now we are up to the most popular episode of 2024. Number 1 on the top 10 list. We need a little bit of a drum roll here. It is episode 197 with David Key, entitled Beyond the Mind, How Thought Shapes Reality. And I was very excited to have David Key on the podcast because he is a mentor to my business partner, Billy Odme, and I. We hired him in September of this year, went over to the UK and started working with him. And what we are learning from him is extremely profound. He is also a trainer of NLP, hypnotherapy, etc. And we are very excited to be continuing to work with him and for me to be able to share his wisdom with you in this episode on the Don't Wait for Your Wake Up Call podcast. And in this episode, David shares his journey from being an IT salesperson to becoming a globally recognized coach and mentor. Guided by impactful teachers at pivotal moments, David discovered profound truths about the mind, thought, and mental wellness. And he now teaches the transformative 3 principles approach founded on the teachings of Sydney Banks, which reveals that mental health is our natural state. We simply need to reconnect with it by letting go of unhelpful thoughts. So this work of Sydney Banks that David studied, he is now teaching and introducing to Billy and myself, and it truly is incredibly profound. And we are now bringing this into our certification programs, which is why we call our programs an NLP Plus program, because we're teaching the basis of NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, NLP results coaching, and bringing in the powerful work of Sydney Banks and the 3 principles, which adds to our students' understanding of how we literally are creating our own reality every single day, and that we don't have to get stuck in the thoughts. We don't have to bend down and pick up thoughts and ruminate on them. We can allow those thoughts to continue floating on by. We have 70,000 conversations with ourselves each and every day. And we get to choose which ones we want to focus on and which ones we want to just let pass on by us. This is incredibly empowering to start to understand this and get deeply grounded in this work. And so I invite you to tune into David's episode, tune into the works of Sydney Banks if this is something that you would like to know more about, and and be able to step into managing your mental health through being able to let go of thoughts that don't serve you and focus on the thoughts that do. And with that, that is my top 10 list of 2024. So just a quick recap. Episode number 197 is number 1. Number 2 was episode 153. Number 3 is episode 184. Number 4 is episode 156. Number 5 is episode 160. And part 2 is 161. Episode 6, or number 6, was tied with episodes 151 and 155. Number 7 was episode 157. Number 8 was also tied with episode 193 and episode 191. Number 9 on the top 10 list was episode 187. And number 10 on the top 10 list was episode number 150. So again, I want to thank all of the guests that have come on the Don't Wait for Your Wake Up Call podcast to share your wisdom with the audience, and also to thank all of you listeners for tuning in and wanting to learn about your health, wanting to learn about your mindset, wanting to improve your life and become the best version of yourself. Thank you for tuning in each and every week, and I hope you continue to do so in 2025. Would you like to have access to a tool that works with the power of your unconscious mind? That means you no longer have to rely on willpower to create the change in your life that you want to change. Sounds amazing, right? It is. And I can teach you how to do this through my one-day self-hypnosis masterclass. When you use the power of hypnosis, which is essentially giving suggestions to your unconscious mind while in a state of trance, and your mind already knows how to go into trance, because we are actually in trance 90% of our day. It's just with hypnosis, we're giving our mind these suggestions of what it is that we want to achieve. You can hypnotize yourself into better health, into joy, into passion, into getting to the gym, eating better, living a healthier lifestyle, whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve that until now you've been relying on willpower and perhaps falling off. We can make this happen quickly, we can make it last, and we can make it easy because we're using the power of your unconscious mind. So if you'd like to learn more, click on the link at the bottom of the show notes to my link tree. Go to the 1-day self-hypnosis masterclass. All the information's there. It is a super low cost price for this 1-day session that is super fun, loads of interaction and practice for you, and you will have this knowledge and this skill for the rest of your life. You are worth it, and you will love it.